I'm back. What's going on, everybody? UFC Apex Taira versus Seung Park is this Saturday, and I'm back. We're gonna be doing our picks. I've missed 2 weeks. I went to Vegas. I got super sick as soon as I got back, so that's why I missed my reaction to Holloway versus Poirier. I was right. Okay, I snapped the streak. I snapped the main event incorrect streak. Yay. And then I was still too sick to do predictions for De Ridder versus Whitaker. And then I also missed my reaction to that, which is horrible. It's horrible. I missed those. I'm so sorry. It was awful. It's actually terrible. I'm depressed. I missed those, but it was a hard 2 weeks. So we're back for the Apex. Yay. Tatsuro Taira versus Seung Park. Depressed that I'm coming back for this one. I don't care about this event. It used to be Taira versus Albazi, which is infinitely better than Taira versus Seung Park. Park Seung Park. Park and Hung Seung. Anyway, let's get into my predictions. All right. The first fight we're talking about, Danny Silva versus Kevin Vallejos. Going with Kevin Vallejos, easy pick. Danny Silva's good. Kevin Vallejos is better. Kevin Vallejos' boxing is clean. His only loss is coming to Gene Silva. Absolutely goated. Yeah, Danny Silva's all right. He's coming off 2 split decision wins, and those are his only 2 fights in the UFC. Other than that, it's a Contender Series fight. Also, he's a once-a-year fighter. This is his second fight this year after a split decision against Lucas Almeida, but what I have to say to that is Kevin Vallejos hype train. We're all rocking with it. He's doing very funny things on Twitter. He's very tapped into the UFC community and all the inside jokes and everything we got going on. So we're rocking with Kevin Vallejos. He's also young. He's 23. He's our age. He's one of us for real. So we're gonna rock with Kevin Vallejos to go ahead and get this done. And I'm thinking he's gonna get this done by finish because of the crisp boxing. He's gonna get the TKO and he's gonna get it round 1. Okay, we're going crazy. Round 1 TKO. We're back. Round 1 TKO for Kevin Vallejos. On to the next fight. This might be a short video. I'm just getting back into it. All right. The second fight we were talking about. Neil Magny versus Dos Santos. Zelensky Dos Santos. I don't care. I'm not trying to pronounce his first name. Not going to do it. Zelensky Dos Santos. Battle of the Unks. Old guys pushing 40. They're about to scrap. Neil Magny getting somewhat of an easier fight compared to his last fights. He's always fighting prospects, and he's finally getting somewhat of an easier fight. Shout out to Neil Magny. I think Neil Magny's an underdog here. I'm going to go with Neil Magny. Changing my mind. I was going to go with Dos Santos when I decided when I was going to start making the video, but Neil Magny is taller. He's a real clincher. He really loves the clinch. He really loves to use his weight to hold people against the cage, and I think he'd be able to do this against Dos Santos. Dos Santos is a slick striker. He's got good kicks. But, they're both old, okay? Neil Magny's going to have the reach and the height advantage. I think that's going to play a huge factor. Dos Santos is coming off of a TKO loss to Chidi and Njokuani. TKO, KO? I can't remember. I think it was a TKO. He got dropped bad and finished. But yeah, we're going to go with Neil Magny to get this done by a Neil Magny decision. Zelensky Dos Santos is going to get Neil Magny'd, and he's going to get Neil Magny'd hard. Neil Magny is getting it done by decision. Do I need to say more? Do I need to explain myself further? We're taking Neil Magny as an underdog. Let me look and see if he's actually an underdog. He is indeed an underdog. We're taking Neil Magny underdog odds. Let's go, Neil Magny gang. We're so back. We're so back. Let's go Apex. I love the Apex. I love it. So exciting. So excited. Neil Magny by decision. Let's move on to the next fight. Oh, what a banger fight this is. All right. Carol Rosa versus Nora Cornell. I know who Carol Rosa is. Surprisingly, she's younger. She looks older. She looks like a old librarian lady, especially when she has her glasses on in between fights. Yeah, she's all right. I don't know. She's fought some of the top people. That's why I remember she just fought Eileen Perez and lost a decision pretty dominantly. Got controlled. I got Eileen Perez and then twerked on. Oh, women's MMA. And she fought Irene Aldana and Norma Dumont, and she got Sarah McCann. I don't know, guys. And I could be I could lie and say I know who Nora Kanal is. I could lie and say that I remember any of her fights or anything that she's done. I could just lie and say I do, and I'm an expert and I know everything, and I pay attention to all women's MMA and all MMA fights. But I'm not going to do that. I don't know who she is. I can't remember her. I could not pick her out in a crowd. You point me to her, I'll be like, I don't know who this woman is. I don't know what she does. She's fought in the UFC for a while, apparently. Since 2023, so 2 years. She beat Jocelyn Edwards, which is a good win. She beat Melissa Mullins. I don't know, guys. What do the odds say? The odds say Carol Rose is a slight favorite. And that's who I was going to pick. But I'm not going to lie to you. I would have completely changed my pick if the odds were insanely a favorite the other way. But I don't know. Who knows these? Stop. This is a main card. I know it's a fucking Apex event, but this is on the main card. Ugh. Yeah, we'll go with Carol Rosa. It, right? Who cares? Who cares? Honestly, this was not the video to come back on. This was not the fights to come back on, but I'm doing it. I'm committed to making the video. We're going to pick Carol Rosa by decision, of course, because what else would it be? It's going to be a decision either way. It's going to be a Carol Rosa decision, and it's like, what, a minus 100 something? Slight favorite, Carol Rosa? What an ugly, disgusting record she has. 18-7 versus 9-2. Only in women's MMA would you have the 18-7 fighter a favorite over the 9-2 fighter. Fantastic. You know, great high level sport. She's younger, and you know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't care. Carol Rosa by decision. Let's move on. All right. Now we get to eat. Now we get to actually eat something. There's a fight of substance on here, a fight of value, something that we're actually looking forward to. Elves Brenner versus Esteban Ribovic. Now this fight, I think, is actually going to be a banger, an absolute banger. Esteban Ribovic, love to watch his striking, never in a boring fight. Even his last fight against Hakarast, he ended up losing that fight, but it was a split decision, and I think there's a world where you could score it for Ribovic. He was doing more damage. He was actually trying to hurt his opponent. He's going in there. He did struggle in that fight a bit. He did struggle in that fight for sure. But Hakarast isn't terrible, and we're gonna be going with Esteban Ribovic to get it done against Elves Brenner. Elves Brenner's an absolute dog. He's really young. He's been thrown to the wolves. I mean, he's fought Maitek Beck Oralbai and Joel Alvarez in his last two fights, which are extremely high-level opponents, and he got beat in both of them. I think he got finished by Joel Alvarez. He got TKO'd. But he survived quite a bit of damage before he ended up getting TKO'd. And I think Elves Brenner's an absolute dog, and he's super, super tough. A really tough fighter. He's always game to scrap. He's on a win streak before that. He just lost his last two, so he's on a 2-fight skid. It'll probably end up being a 3-fight skid. But this is a banger fight. This is actually a really, really good fight. I'm super looking forward to it. This is going to be an entertaining back and forth. I believe that Esteban Ribovic is going to be able to get it done, and I think he's going to get it done by decision. Elves Brenner did just get finished by Joel Alvarez, but I think he's really tough, and Joel Alvarez is really good and really, really dangerous. Really dangerous finisher Joel Alvarez is. Ribovic has finishing capabilities, but he's gone to decision his last fights. Even the fight against I'm blanking, Daniel Zellhuber, who just lost to Michael Johnson. Even in that fight, he had the chance and opportunity to finish Zellhuber, but Zellhuber was just absolute crazy survivability, crazy durability, and made it through to the bell. And I think that Elves Brenner has that same level of survivability and toughness to get through. And Ribovic is going to have him hurt in moments. He's going to have really a lot of success on the feet. Elves Brenner is very hittable. That's something that is so true about him. He's always there to be hit. A lot of pressure from Elves Brenner. He's good grappling. Elves Brenner is as well. He's going to probably try to take Ribovic down. But I see Ribovic getting this done by decision. I think it's just going to be when we're scoring damage and we're going out on activity, Ribovic is just there. His striking is nice. His kicks are nice. He's always in an entertaining fight. So we're going to be going with Esteban Ribovic by decision in an entertaining-ass fight. Fight of the night. Definitely fight of the night. Yeah. And I'm happy for this pick. If it goes either way it goes, I'd be happy. But yeah, Esteban Ribovic is definitely going to be Elves Brenner, and hopefully they keep him around. He is going to be on a 3-fight skid, but we should keep him around. He's super entertaining. He's not somebody that we should be getting rid of anytime soon. Yep, Esteban Ribovic is getting it done. On to the co-main event. Woo! All right, the co-main event. Chris Duncan versus Matus Rebecki. I heard people pronounce it with a Rebeski, but it's spelled Matus Rebecki, so I'm just going to call him Rebecki. Versus Chris Duncan. Another high-level fight, another fight that's going to be very entertaining. I'm going with Matus Rebecki. I think he's more of a dog. I think he's a lot scrappier. I think Chris Duncan is susceptible to being damaged and finished. He's on a 2-fight win streak, but I'm not all that impressed by his performances in there. I think he's had struggled a bit in moments. I know he's really good, and there's a ton of hype on Chris Duncan. I don't think he's good enough to beat Rebecca. I don't think he has enough of a dog in him. You know, I don't think he's really got that dog in him that Rebecca does. I mean, that fight with Mytek Beck Oral by his last fight, just amazing, absolutely amazing fight. That fight was early in the AM, and it woke us all up, and it had us screaming at our TVs, jumping around, and it was a really entertaining fight, and it just showed Matus Rebecca's absolute durability, like the dog in him. There's no other way to put it. The absolute dog that Rebecca has in him. He's got good grappling. He's well rounded. He's got heavy hands. He's got decent power in his hands. Chris Duncan's coming off back-to-back rear naked choke submissions. They both came from the Contender Series in 2022, but in Chris Duncan's Contender Series fight, it was a comeback win against Charlie Campbell. Okay, I don't rate that very highly. I mean, he's got wins since. I think he lost to Manuel Torres in between. Otherwise it's wins from Chris Duncan. They're both like once a year fighters. And Chris Duncan, there's something about it. I can't quite put my finger on it. I'm just not impressed every time he fights. Every time he fights, I feel like he's supposed to be better than he actually is. I know he has skill and he's well rounded, but I just don't end up feeling like he's that good. I think he just got off a win against Vucenic. I'm pretty sure that's his most recent win. Yeah, Jordan Vucenic, he won by guillotine, and even then that fight, it's like, I don't think he looked crazy good. I don't think he looked like some sort of guy that's going to come up and cause a bunch of problems, and I think Rebecca's too much of a test for him, too big of a test, and this is where he's going to get dog checked. Not fraud checked, because I don't think he's a fraud. He's going to get dog checked, okay? It's going to be how much of a fighter, how much of that fighting spirit do you really have in your system, and I don't think he has as much as Rebecca does, and I think Rebecca's going to be able to take him to deep waters and end up winning this fight via decision. We're going with a decision for this one. I know back-to-back decision picks, but yeah, we're going to go with decision. We're going to go with Matus Rebecca by decision. I believe that he's the favorite too, a slight favorite. Chris Duncan did get it done, but I don't really see it happening. I don't really see him finishing Rebecca on the ground. I mean, he was going back and forth with Orobai on the ground, and it was, he didn't look like a victim down there, and I think Chris Duncan needs someone who looks like a victim, if that makes sense. He's not going to just get the win here. He's not winning. It's won Matus Rebecca by decision, and let's get on to the main event that no one cares about. This is really unexciting. It sucks. Late replacement for the Apex. Boo. On to the main event. Tatsuro Taira versus Park Hyung-sung Park. They put it backwards. I think it's Taira Tatsuro and it's also Hyung-sung Park because that's how they do it, where they're from. Anyway, this is a short notice replacement, like within 2 weeks. A 2-week short notice replacement. Park was supposed to fight on the card already, but who was he going to fight? Okay, maybe he wasn't supposed to fight on the card. I thought he had a fight booked already. I thought he was already prepared to fight. I don't think he's coming off the couch. I swear he had a fight booked. Anyway, it's short notice replacement. Tatsuro Taira was preparing for Amir Albazi, although I don't think Amir Albazi is going to be any shadow of his former self after that neck surgery he had. I mean, it showed in the Moreno fight. He did absolutely nothing that whole fight. But Tatsuro Taira was preparing for him. If Taira was preparing for the best version of Albazi, then Hyung-sung Park is not going to stack up to that version of Albazi, and Tatsuro Taira is going to be able to get this done easily. This is how I imagine this playing out. As these short notice replacements usually do. They stand out on the feet. They're on the feet for a bit. Tatsuro Taira and Hyung-sung Park. Hyung-sung Park is starting to have a bit more success than Taira. We're thinking, oh man, maybe there's going to be some sort of crazy upset. And then Tatsuro gets him down. And in sort of in one of those clashes, one of those weird takedowns where Park is off balance, maybe he's overthrowing a bit. Taira gets him down and then submits him early, round 1 or 2. There's no story here. This is not I guess the story is that he's not ranked. He's some barely in the UFC up and comer, and he going up against one of the top guys in flyweight right now. This could be a Steve A. Usyk situation. He went up against Pantoja when he was ranked number 12. That's a massive jump, and he almost beat Pantoja, but I don't really see it happening. Hyung-sung Park is most likely going to get submitted very early by Tatsuro Taira. I think Albazi versus Taira would have been a much better fight. I was actually kind of excited for that fight, but I think Albazi's done. I mean, if he's pulling out at this point, it's pretty much over for Albazi. He's not going to live up to the potential his career had because of that neck surgery. It's over for him. It's completely over for him. But Taira's going to get the submission early, get it done. It means nothing for him. This means absolutely nothing. The only thing is it's not going to be a waste of a training camp, and he'll get his pay. I think that's the only reason he's probably even taking this fight, is that he wants to make sure he gets paid for this training camp and not have to go without his money. Yeah, Tatsuro is going to submit him early. This is not even much to say about it. This is what sucks about it. There's not much hype in this main event. There's not much to get excited about. The only thing is maybe there'll be a crazy upset, but I absolutely doubt it. Let's even check the odds real quick. Taira's only at minus 355. I know it's crazy to say only, but when it's a short notice replacement, it's a guy like Young-Sung Park, who's just really green. He's 10-0. I mean, Taira doesn't have much more. He was 16-0 just before last fight, but he's fought Brandon Royval. He's fought Alex Perez, destroyed his knee. He's fought decent flyweights. Young-Sung Park is still in that unranked section fighting those type of guys. So Taira should be able to get this done easily. Not much else to say about it. I'm glad to be back. I'm happy to be back. It's great to be back. I'm getting back on the grind. It's been tough to get back into it after the Vegas weekend. I went a little too hard on Vegas, and then right when the day I got back on Sunday, I got sick bad for a week. So I was out of the count for a week. I couldn't make the videos. I ended up watching Rainier Dorita versus Whitaker. I streamed that one, but I was out sick all before that. Even during that stream, I was feeling a bit out of it too. So it's nice to be back. We're going to be getting back in the swing of things. This video is coming out on Thursday. I'm recording this Wednesday to make sure I get it done. This is Wednesday today, but it'll be out this Thursday. The fights will be this Saturday, and I'll be doing my live stream, so come check that out on YouTube or Twitch. Either one. I live stream on both, dual streaming. And go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm getting back to it. 2 videos a week. It's happening. At least 2 videos a week. We're back into the routine. We're back, guys. I'm back. That's the main point of this video. Screw this. It's the fucking Apex. The Apex. Who cares? I'm back. That's what's important. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out.